What's poppin' people, it's your boy Shaq, aka Black Goku, and today we're here with a very interesting video. I tried to record this just like a few moments ago and realized that my mic was off, so now I gotta redo this, but I'm not going to deliberate too much. So for those of you guys who don't know, or or are new, haven't seen much from my channel yet, or I'm the first, this is the first video you're seeing. Massive ReZero fan. It's peak fiction. It's my favorite piece of media, multimedia, like ever created, whatever. My favorite, like it's, in my opinion, it is the greatest piece of fiction slash storytelling ever conceived, ever created by humanity. So with that being said, I was not aware that the most recent chapter of Arc 9, oh, by the way, before I get too deep into this, spoiler alert, I know Chibi didn't put it like early enough in his like context, and a lot of people got or like in his title, a lot of people got spoiled, but early, we're barely a minute in spoilers. We're going to be talking about like the most up-to-date shit that's happened in the light novel, or sorry, the web novel, which is OG source shit. Now, before I get like too wrapped up in like my fucking yapping, all I want to say is, again, so if you're here, you acknowledge that there will be spoilers. If you're not caught up, click off. It's fine. It's okay. Watch my other ReZero content. Like I have reaction to what we have so far up until like of season 3, like first like 6, 7, 8 episodes. Yeah, go check that out if you haven't seen anything from me yet. It's great. Even though I'm a light novel reader, or sorry, web novel reader, I feel like I still get some pretty good fucking reactions. So go check that out. Shameless plug, all the good shit. But yeah, so moving past that spoilery stuff. So the most recent chapter 14 of Arc 9. It is basically the start of a very crazy battle, and this is going to be between two very major characters, being Reinhardt and Al. Now, when I first got to this chapter, or like to chapter 13, and I was like, okay, and I was seeing like all the memes, everybody was saying like, oh man, dude, like Reinhardt's on fraud watch because like, like the way that the chapter ends, like, Tape always ends chapters with like some fucking gas, like he ended the chapter basically like, Al standing off against, or facing off against Reinhardt, saying like, look, man, I'd win. Nah, I'd win, bro. I'd win. Sword saying, I got the dragon. The divine dragon with me. And I can keep looping. Look, I'm gonna get you. Here's something that a lot of people, not including myself, lots of other people, not me, felt as though Reinhardt had any reason to be on fraud watch. I'm like, this is Reinhardt. The strongest person confirmed in the verse for free, other than like Satella, but like Satella can't kill him. She can't do anything to him. But like, okay, anyway, I just thought it was fucking hilarious that people were thinking that Al had any fucking chance of doing like any real work to Ryan. Because like, yeah, sure, you sealed Subaru, but like, can you beat Reinhardt? No. So that being said, this chapter, like, okay, I saw like the title, like, White Fox won't be able to animate ReZero because of this. Like, after finishing the chapter, like 100%, like I can see why he's saying that, because there's gonna be so much shit happening all at once, like in one fight. Like, fight starts. Crazy. Oh my god, like all these new like abilities being shown, like new like fucking magic that like Al knows, like all these fucking techniques and shit that the dragon like Volcanica's using, whatever, like all this shit, and like Reinhardt's just like tink 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 tink, and but like the way that it's written, it's, you get such a good idea of like the spectacle of it, right? And without going too deep into it, because like I'm here to react to this and I give you like my full rant about it, but if you like to see me do more type of short form like videos where like I just give like my little opinions about like the newest chapters, little updates, let me know. Leave a like, comment, I don't know, whatever, shameless plug. I also have like those reactions, check them out, I can do more. But the spectacle for a lot of these fights, it's just so like, it's just beyond what I think is normal for ReZero as far as like the visuals like of a fight. Because it's like, we got some shit where motherfuckers like, yo, I'm about to rain some stars down, and then Rose like, well, guess I'll walk on it. Huh? What? Like, it's just so much shit. But anyway, it's gonna be pretty rough to animate this type of shit because it's gonna be like so much happening at once for like 50 seconds. Cut, dead. New checkpoint or like same checkpoint, like restart. Okay, we tried that. Let's try this now. But like multiple, like time after time. Like if this is one episode, like I can see it being one episode. I can see it definitely being one episode, but that would have to be like a full 30-minute, no opening, no ending episode. And even then, I still feel like little parts of it might get cut. There's just so much happening, and I know it's gonna be faster paced because it's like, you know, it's a fight, it's being animated a lot, but got like anyway, the attention to detail just insane. I don't think this would be easy to animate, even if they got Mappa to do this shit. I think Mappa would be sitting there like quaking in their boots. But let's look at the hero versus the Zero.
Right. Next, he says 132,044 deaths. That's enough.
Crazy word.
Al says. Sadly, as the battle, which lasted on average less than 2 minutes, were repeated over and over again. Al responds with, "Don't be so cocky, hero. I'm going to win anyway. The stars were bad." Cinema. Absolute cinema. Like, when Tape was writing this, he was writing liquid.
So, I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm pretty sure, like, this is not Al. This is Reinhardt. This has to be Reinhardt, because, like, the whole thing behind, like, the whole loops.
Cinema. Like, when...
the whole thing behind the loops for Al is that he was like the checkpoint started like right when Reinhardt came, and then he said that's enough. That's just like Sokomadeda. That's Reinhardt's like kind of catchphrase thing. So the start of his loop, like he says next, right? Or so like right here we have Al saying next, and I know there's no like little indicators of like who's talking, but like it's kind of implied. Maybe he just like had a mishap, but like so next is coming from Al. Then he's, you know, like 123 or 132,000 times. Sure. That's enough is from Reinhardt, because that's how the battles start. The battles start like whenever he dies, comes back. That's enough. And then chaos. So yeah, the fact that this motherfucker was like, he was thinking like, okay, surely, you know, like I've been at odds with other people. Like, you know, of course, like we can only imagine how much Al has been through, right? This motherfucker, 130,000 times. 132,000 loops so far. And he's like, I don't know how I can do this. Because, like, bro, as the battles which lasted on average less than 2 minutes were repeated over and over again, then this is where we have Al talking.
Tape was writing this, he was writing liquid magma on the paper. Like, straight up.
It's gas.
I have been waiting for the continuation of this fight for months. Many have been waiting.
I've been waiting for this shit for a minute too.
Massive cliffhanger with Reinhardt appearing in the middle of the
like desert. That's a diabolical cliffhanger.
Stop Al from leaving with his dragon self. It has legitimately been quite the cliffhanger. And finally,
and dude, Volcanica is massive.
2025 this January.
Wait. I don't want to comment on something. I want to comment on something. So like this is, I find this so fucking hilarious, right? So, you know, in this illustration, we have Al and Reinhardt, right? And then we have like the whole Dragon Volcanica, and you know, we see how like large he is, like for scale compared to Al, like, and like Reinhardt. Even though he's kind of like knelt down, like he's like taking a knee, he's still effortlessly towering over like the both of them. And in on the other side, they made Reinhardt's image even taller than fucking Volcanica. I find that to be fucking hilarious, because that's raw. That's facts. Like, dude, this soul man, even though he's like what, like probably like 6'1" or some shit. I don't remember how tall Reinhardt is, but he's taught like his image right here. Like, sure, it could just be like the interpretation of the illustrator, whatever. But like they drew, like he's literally at the fucking peak of this. He's at the peak of this fucking page, this panel, this illustration. Yet Volcanica is like, his head is still like kneeled down, like he's still looking up. Like hypothetically, he's like looking up towards the Reinhardt. Crazy little detail, like, because it's him, like that. even Volcanica, like when he first like kind of sized Reinhardt up, he was like, yeah, I can sense the power levels of people, and I'm sorry to say this, but he was like, it's over 9,000. Yeah, dude. Even fucking Volcanico's in there like, or sorry, Aldebaran. Okay, wait. I'm gonna say like Aldebaran for Volcanica, and then Al for Al, even though like they're basically the fucking same. Anyway, so yeah, Aldebaran just sitting there just like, yeah, he's strong. Yeah, he's like a different type of strong than anything I fought. So just that, look, I thought that was fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
The first chapter to release, and my god, what a chapter. So let's get into one thing in particular, okay? This video is obviously going to contain a lot of spoilers. I'm going to be talking about the latest chapter. I'm going to be talking about the content probably within Arc 9, maybe some stuff from previous arcs. You get the point. You know, this is going to be a heavily spoilerish video. And I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to try to skirt around certain dialogue. I'm going to talk about stuff. So if you're someone that doesn't want to know the nitty-gritty details of ReZero,
which I'm sure like not a lot of people at this point want to, but you know.
With that being said, and the disclaimer out of the way, let's get into some things. First off, we got to talk about Reinhardt for a second.
This man, the GOAT,
is the absolute pinnacle of broken. Like,
bro. No, like, bro, I already knew, right? Like, I already knew how strong Reinhardt was. Like again, I'm a web novel reader. I've been caught up, you know, for like a while. The only things that like I haven't read are some of the EXs, or like, you know, most of the EXs actually. I know like the rough summaries or like breakdowns of most of the if routes. Like, I haven't read those. I read like a fair little amount of some side stories from like arcs 1 through like 5, but I haven't consumed everything. But like I've all the main stuff, all like the main like arcs, like I've consumed, and I know how strong Reinhardt is. I've known how strong Reinhardt is for like quite some time. While reading this chapter, I'm sitting here like, oh my god, his power scaling just got even crazier. Because there's some shit that he does in this fight that I'm like, it's not that I'm surprised, but I'm like, like, it's just so casual. Like, some of the shit is so casual. It's like, you know, spoilers, like, I know he's gonna get into it, but like Reinhardt gets pushed to such a point. He gets pushed really fucking far. Like, to me. So, some of the shit that he does, like I'm telling you, like, I don't even know how to put it. If you put Reinhardt with his abilities, and like let's assume that his abilities work the same in any verse that he was in, or if someone came to like the ReZero verse and was like doing the same shit, I'm not saying that he is the most powerful character in fiction. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. Holy shit. It would be infinitely harder for someone to permanently put an end to Reinhardt than Reinhardt to beat them, right? So I'm thinking like the best way to say this is, off the top of my head, I know like there's some characters who on paper, you know, based on stats and like supposed hacks, but even this chapter was just kind of showcasing like, yeah, dude, he's immune to certain hacks. And I'm like, we didn't know this before. Like there's certain things that are being revealed, like that were revealed in this chapter. And I'm like, wait. So I thought, like, let's say for example that he takes, you know, 80% reduced damage for all elemental strikes, right? Let's say that that's like something that he has like in his arsenal, which he does essentially, to where the amount of damage that he's actually sustaining is extremely minimalized. This dude has ways of stacking shit that can, like, let's say debuff 80% with something that debuffs it like at minimum another 20. So at a point where he's just in there like, oh, this fire that's like bathing and licking my body as I walk through, like that would burn the world to like cinders, like it would turn like anyone into ashes and even like special existences into coal, it's just licking him and like it just no effect. I'm sitting here like, okay, so yeah, bro, we know you're immune to fire, basically. You're immune to elements, sure, but like the levels that they showcase his abilities in this chapter, I'm sitting here like, wait, and bro can just like receive anything, low-key. There are some discretions or like some discrepancies in the sense that like, you know, he'll ask on Lagna for something and the intent may be like misinterpreted, so he'll get something that's like it's like ultimately achieving like the same purpose or like in a way like achieving a way to bypass something very specific, but it's not the exact thing, right? It's like, let's say, you know what, no, I'm not gonna yap. Just gonna let him keep going because I know this is gonna be like a long video. We're only like 2 minutes in. Only 2 minutes in.
I'm not joking. I actually think he
He's
could
broken.
even theoretically rival Saitama. Which, putting Saitama in the same category, or putting Reinhardt, correction, in the same category as freaking Saitama is insane. Because,
well, okay, I'm not gonna like harp on this. I'm not like crazy into like the power scaling for One Punch Man, but from and like I'm not fully caught up. Like I'm definitely like past the Monster Garo arc. Like I'll say, right? Like Saitama, he's like really fucking strong, and he does have like a lot of crazy hacks, or like seeming like a lot of crazy hacks. But I don't think like some of the crazier feats from Saitama specifically are really that close to, you know, what we're getting in these like most recent arcs of ReZero, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of like on par, but like I feel like ReZero has like more. I'm not even sure how to explain it. Just the fantasy aspect is really there when it comes to the powers, like being erased from existence, fucking rewriting phenomena, like stuff like that. It's like for this character to be able to essentially like overcome, not that he's had to fight all these people, but overcome these types of entities or people who are capable of doing this shit. It's like I'm not sure how much Saitama can will his way through like a lot. This isn't me trying to be like a ReZero Wanger. I'm just not sure how the power scaling would work for the two verses. Like they're just very interesting, but I digress.
if anyone that knows anything about Saitama and knows anything about One Punch Man, you know how absolutely absurd he is. The man bench pressed black holes, so to speak. And
yeah?
we can add that feat to Reinhardt. Reinhardt legit got sucked into a singularity, a black hole, by Al, okay? Yep. And the man was fine. He shrugged it off like nothing. It was just a slight determination.
Bro, so like, I saw the meme. I saw like a meme of that first, and I was like, the new chapter's out. And then like I saw like the thumbnail for this, and I was like, shit. And then I had to find the new chapter. But no, yeah, like that ass, bro, like fucking. So like let's compare it to Blue Lock, right? Let's say, you know, in season 1 when the characters were like going through their awakenings and shit, and then they kept devouring each other to get stronger, right? Excuse me. Al basically did something like that in this, where he tried to use this technique, this like gravity related technique on like the 8,000th like battle against Reinhardt, right? Didn't work at all. Come this like let's say like 100,000 battles later or some shit like that, he's like leveling up, and he's like, yo, you know what, fuck it, the same technique that I used like fucking hundreds of years ago or some shit, like or hundreds of like loops ago, I'm gonna try it again, but like with more like fucking energy, like more like, hey, like updating like Volcanica. Turn that like, oh, gravity's just getting like really intense to, oh shit, it's a black hole. And bro like straight up sucked in Reinhardt. Reinhardt was just like, let me grab my sword. Grab my sword. Yeah. Oh fuck, man. It's like a little kid like trying to like tug on your like little pants. Like you're just like, get the fuck off me. Like bro was just like, just casual, just like, you know, oh, you trying to suck me into a black hole, trying to turn me into nothing, you know. Not only would he come back because, you know, he has like divine. Oh wait, well, I mean, we're talking about spoilers anyways. Like divine protection of the Phoenix. Like if he dies, he comes back. You know, blah blah blah. Bro literally got sucked in and was just like, nope, I'm good. It's a fucking singularity. Like, what the fuck?
It distracted him a little bit. The man took railguns, dragon-scaled railguns to his arms. He straight up was in a vacuum. He had all the oxygen burned off, and he still,
bro, which was crazy. Like, that's towards like the end of the chapter, mind you. But like, bro, I'm sitting here like, wait, like, of course, if he does die, if he does manage to like somehow fucking, which like I couldn't even think of a way that he could kill him. But like, if he somehow did die, he would just come back. He would come back on the spot and be like, oh, okay, download it, and then go, right? But he didn't even kill him once.
still kept going. The man is insane. Like, it has been something that we all have known for a very long time. Anyone that is a ReZero fan,
he was literally fighting without oxygen. Like, he's sitting there like just no oxygen, not able to breathe. He's like getting attacked by like fucking like you said, the railguns made from scales of the divine fucking dragon Volcanica being shot at like fucking hypersonic like fucking speeds, and he's just like, I'm okay.
knows how strong Reinhardt is. He is beyond strong. He is like the absolute definition of the strongest. Like,
Yeah.
if we were to do any cross comparisons,
And don't even bring up Gojo. Don't even bring up Sachiro, bro. Like, dude, Gojo's not lasting against like half the people from season 1. Or let's see, like season 1. Yeah, he's getting cooked by like a lot of things from season 1. Not gonna lie, but yeah, bro, come on. People thought Gojo was a strong. Like, this dude is the definition of the strongest in his verse, and he's not getting cucked by fucking Sukuna.
basically the Gojo or Sukuna of his verse, but way stronger than
and he fucking
every
brings it.
single
Okay.
category. But he has been titled and labeled the strongest, and I think if there was any chapter that definitely showcases
Oh, it's this one.
it is definitely this chapter.
Is this
We've
one.
had examples in the past,
Is this one?
but this one in particular, even despite the ability of basically a mocked up version of Return by Death that Al is using,
Yeah.
it is still not enough to be able to compete with
Nowhere close.
which
Nowhere close.
says enough. That is just how
Nowhere close.
unstoppable of a wall he actually is.
Nowhere
He
close.
is someone that legitimately you cannot beat your head up against to succeed. He is that unstoppable. And I mean, the lore we got with this chapter that released
Actually
is
insane.
actually so insane.
It is.
Makes his weapon even more ridiculous. Like the Dragon Sword Reed that
Oh,
Reinhardt
dude.
carries on his
And
weapon.
like, let's talk, bro. Reed, the dragon sword, bro. There's a fucking reason why this shit can't be unsheathed if it doesn't deem you. This thing can't be destroyed by literally anything. Like, literally, it cannot be destroyed by anything. It's like nigh like an omni like what omni fucking present, like I don't know how to like what omni work, but just like it is destroyable. It's like if we thought Reinhardt was like a fucking like immovable object or like an unstoppable force, like bro, the sword is just as good as him. Crazy fucking feats this sword was doing, by the way.
We come to find out with this chapter, it is unbreakable. Now, when I say unbreakable, I don't mean just like you can never shatter. It literally is stated by Reinhardt himself that the blade will outlast the very existence of reality, like the world itself. It will straight up survive it. Like,
Crazy.
when the world comes to an end, the world,
Which is crazy work. Like, the an existence can like just end, and Reed the sword is gonna be like, oh, guess I'll wait till somebody comes to claim me. Like, what? Dude, like the fucking power scaling for ReZero is becoming retarded.
was shattered, break, and turns into space dust, whatever. The Dragon Sword Reed will continue to exist. That's crazy. That is actually insane. It's basically implied that Reinhardt might be that guy. Like, he is, like, broken. But that sword is even more insane because it is capable of literally outlasting everything and cannot be destroyed. I mean, it survived a black hole. Reinhardt
for
took
free.
damage from a black hole, like the singularity a little bit, but the sword didn't even get damaged.
Oh yeah, sword was
It didn't
fine.
even matter to it. Which, once again, a singularity in a black hole is like infinite, like gravity. Basically, it's just like everything goes into the same point and it crushes everything that enters into it, spaghettifies it, and all that. And the fact that the sword was able to resist that,
That's insane. That's
I
insane.
really wonder what that sword is made out of.
Right
Because
though,
that's
like
when
what the
Reinhardt's
who
fight
made
was
this
able to
shit?
fully resist it. But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We really need to dive into some of the aspects of this chapter that honestly makes me love Reinhardt, but love Al even more. Because this fight is honestly like a what if style if Subaru was to encounter someone like
True.
Reinhardt. That
True.
is literally what this
Yeah,
entire chapter looks like. Because
I agree.
you know, Subaru would probably be doing the exact same thing. Like, if he was in these circumstances, he would probably be butting his head up against the wall with
Oh
Reinhardt.
god,
Now,
yeah.
obviously, getting Subaru in this stance, or this circumstance, would be very difficult. It would
Yeah.
never happen. But you get the point. Just go with
I
me.
mean, in the if routes maybe, but
I like how this is just like a showcasing of what would happen if Subaru had to use Return by Death against someone like Reinhardt.
oh god.
And how it's basically, despite the essence of magic, using science and everything,
Literally, he can't be
the
stopped.
world's reality itself of divine protections, it still was not enough.
I need a Reinhardt figure.
I love it, man. It is so good. This is actually an insane chapter. And from what I found out, apparently Topic, the writer of ReZero, he had to revise and rewrite this chapter multiple times, which makes a lot of sense because, I mean, if there is one thing that this chapter is, it is just the showcasing of the absolute might of science, magic, and Reinhardt. And
Science, magic, and Reinhardt. That's so fucking crazy.
Like Arc 5 and then Arc 7 and 8, it really allowed Tape to progress as a action writer because he's
oh my god, dude, let's talk about that real quick. Tape, dude, like what I try to tell people who are not like what I try to tell like the anime onlys, and you know, it's always like a hard sell because, you know, not everyone's even into ReZero. Like, you know, it's not for everyone. It's, you know, to me, it's like peak fiction. It's like peak cinema. It's like literally like the best story ever conceived by humanity. But when you first get into it, it seems like it's more suffer porn, like or I wouldn't say suffer porn, but a little bit. It's like a lot of like Subaru like glazing towards like later parts, and it's just like, okay, you know, like pretty great world building, like lots of really amazing immaculate character interactions, but it never really felt like action was a big part of it. After, like, dude, starting with Arc 5, this man Tape, like, bro, he was getting like them Reinhardt levels of divine protection, just like granted, like just receiving it, because like, dude, this man, like, from what he wrote, like at first, like by the time that like I was getting to Arc 7, like when I was like halfway into Arc 7, I had still thought that like, okay, like the best fights, the best like you know battle shit was like in Arc 5. I couldn't have been more fucking wrong, dude. Like Arc 5 was essentially the fucking prologue for how good the fights are going to get in the future. Dude, Arc 7, bro. Arc 8. No, Arc 8 probably has like the craziest, like, dude, the craziest fucking set pieces and fights. Oh my god, Vincent Valaquia, dude. Arc 7's it probably like this fight. Oh, this is for free. Top 5 ReZero fight. Top 3 ReZero fight for me right now. And like this is like including shit like Garth versus Elsa, and like, you know, some of the later fights that we're gonna get, like for the novel readers, for like for like anime onlys who don't know, like there's gonna be some crazy shit. Arc 8, bro, I'm sitting here like, dude, I thought Arc 5's like fighting was insane. I thought that shit was fucking great, especially for Tape, who like he's not known for that. But then he put out some bangers. I'm like, okay, puts out Arc 7. I'm like, okay, bitch, damn. And like now it's to the point where like when there's a fight, I'm like, wait, is this gonna be like is it gonna be good? No. I'm not thinking of it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. Like, so God, Tape has been leveling up with like all levels of his writing. Like, anyway, all right, yapping. Go ahead.
Action sequences and stuff within his light novels and web novel chapters.
So good.
Since then, and I think if it wasn't for his years upon practice of writing those certain arcs, I don't think he would have been able to heavily detail a fight like this to such a degree that is amazing.
This fight is insanely detailed.
How this would be animated. Like,
Same.
Oh my god.
Same.
Like, I thought Arc 5 was going to be hard. Arc 7 and even Arc 8. I mean, with the whole stars falling from the sky, like the giant meteor that Echidna launches down, or not Echidna, but, you know, her fake copy, you know, drops
Sphinx.
down onto literally the battlefield. I cannot believe like how crazy that would be to animate.
Dude,
But imagine
and this is crazier.
this. Like we have literally an entire desert getting turned to glass from superheat.
Yeah.
Then the oxygen burns. Like imagine this.
How the fuck do you even animate that?
Do this. Like to visually show this without dialogue. Like showing the desert turning to like glass.
I don't
Oxygen
know,
burning
man.
up, seeing a railgun dragon scales going straight after Reinhardt, ripping off one of his arms basically, and then a singularity coming in, sucking in his other arm, and then he's still dodging stuff.
And this man sitting here fucking getting like grazed by like these fucking railgun shits, getting his other arm sucked into a fucking singularity, and he's still like dodging and weaving, and then kicks up his fucking dragon. Like, bro, dude. Right, dude, no, Reinhardt, no, Reinhardt's broken as fuck.
On top of that,
he's broken as fuck.
Imagine the animation sequence, like whoever is gonna have to do that.
Ugh, I feel
when
bad.
It does get to that point.
I feel bad for him.
You know for a fact they're not gonna see their family for a very long time.
They're not. Yeah. They're not, Chibi. They're not.
Because holy crap, dude. I don't know how this would be anime. I don't even think this could be anime. I legit don't. Because the feat that this requires is way beyond, I think, what a normal episode could showcase.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think that this would be in, like, a typical... Like, even if they gave it, like, 30 minutes, right? A full 30 minutes, no opening, no ending, just straight episode. I can't see them doing this in 30 minutes. Even if they cut some shit out, and I know that, like, you know, when it comes to the, writing for like action sequences and stuff like that, you know, it comes like really quickly. It's not like a super, you know, difficult thing to like convey when it's in motion versus like the explanation of all the things happening around it, like, you know, the follow-ups to just like a certain person's thought process amidst like a certain like action. It's pretty much easier said than done when you think about how a lot of like let's say like pages of a fight can be translated to just like a few moments in an actual like live action or animation. I don't think we aren't getting this in 30 minutes. Not a 30-minute episode.
I am not joking. I think that this would actually have to be a dedicated movie just to adapt this properly. And even then, I still think there would be so many issues to overcome just to turn this into an anime episode or movie.
I agree.
But okay, let's get back on topic and talking about Arc 9. So, one thing that I find very fascinating about this entire fight is that Al's determination of not giving up is actual insanity.
Oh, it
this
is.
This man has a screw loose.
A couple.
Die over 130,000 times
against this one guy.
Back to back, no breaks, is ridiculous. Like Subaru's died a lot, countless times, hundreds.
Oh yeah, dude. No, like by this point, you know. If you know, you know, like, I'm not gonna, like, say the exact, like, chapter, like, when it happens, but, you know, we all know how strong, the people of the Chaos Flame are, but are they stronger than those of the Shinobi Village? I'm not gonna lie, I think, like, okay, I gotta go back and read that chapter, but I honestly think that death loop that he was in, it made his death count, like, I don't know. Uncountable. Like, I don't really want to say it's immeasurable because like bro, you know, Subaru, like his like commentary made it seem like he's like, oh, like hundreds, thousands, like hundreds of thousands of loops maybe, like, you know, we don't know. I gotta like double check that shit, but like that wasn't even his fault, and his mind almost broke from it. This is still insanity. Like, that's a lot to die against one person. But I think Subaru got that, like, this specific thing beat in Arc 7, whatever.
Thousands of times. But imagine being stuck in a loop and dying over 130,000 times every 2 minutes. And you got, I don't know
about every 10 seconds.
Math of this, but 2 minutes times 132,000.
I did this math actually. So like, I'm pretty sure that it is okay, so like 132,000, right? 2 minutes, you know, 120 seconds. 132 times 120 seconds, or 120 is like the total amount of like seconds, right? And it's like something in the billions. When I asked, like I was doing like the math like with my Echo device, Uh, I think that the equivalent was, I think, like 180 days or something like that. And like I'll do the math right now. Okay, Alexa, what is 132,044 times 120?
132,044 times 120 is 15,845,280.
Okay, so Alexa, let's say, what is
I'm not
15?
quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, what is 15 million times?
Sorry,
Oh,
I didn't get that. 15 million times what?
you know, fuck it. No, it's not times. It would be like fuck it. Look, I'm not gonna do like the math again.
I don't
Alexa, stop.
understand what you meant by
Alexa,
that question.
Alexa, stop. Okay, but the amount of time that shit would take. I'm getting, dude. It's fucking late. My brain's cooked. But that's a long ass time. Like 15. Like what was it? Like wait, no. Did you say billion? 15 billion? No, I gotta know again. I'm just gonna do it with my calculator. Let's see. Because that was like some fucking insane work. Okay. Okay. So that's how many seconds. Alexa, how many days is 15 billion? Sorry, Alexa, stop. Alexa, how many days is 15,845,280 seconds?
From convertunits.com. 15,845 days is equal to 2,263 weeks.
Alexa, stop. It fucked it up, but let me see. Divide by. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's an insane amount of time. Like I'm fucking trash in math.
That is how long Al has been doing this loop for, over and over again. That is a lot
Damn.
of time. And normal individuals would lose their mind.
I would have been lost my shit
after 50 or 100 times. But 130,000?
Nah.
This is probably not even it. There's probably even more.
Possibly.
More tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of tries he still has left to even be able to encounter or overcome this issue against Reinhardt. So factoring
impossible.
Al as a character, his sturdiness not to give up, like I said, I think it goes beyond even Subaru. Subaru's crazy.
I mean,
you don't know what he's done.
Probably.
But to see Al deal with this, and it's much shorter time frames, I don't even think Subaru could do this. I actually don't.
So, and like, I mean, part of me like agrees, right? But at the same time, I think that like when it comes to Subaru's like having to redo like so many times, like versus like Al was only trying to ever protect himself or Priscilla, right? And, like I gotta read like more of the EX to see like how many times like he's if he's used it to save like a large amount of other people, because like I know he does some shit in like arc 7 and 8, but like as far as just like, hey, like he cannot or he will not allow certain people to like die, like in the same way that Subaru, because like Subaru's basically meets a new person. Oh, you got killed? Well, it's time to return my death. Yeah, it's like I'm not sure that Al does like the same, like to the same extent, but I will say like 100%, like he is fucking insane. Like probably a little bit more than Subaru. Subaru's just like a little bit too he's like too selfless in the sense that he wants to save everybody, while Al is like telling me, look, man, like don't get blinded by like heroic reveries.
He has done something that is honestly impressive, to not give up in the face of an absolute obstacle like Reinhardt.
An obstacle is an understatement.
I also love the usage of the books as well, like
True.
the Book of the Dead, that Al incorporates with his dragon version of himself to update him on all the loops after he dies.
Hey, I've died 100,000 times.
Cool. That's
Here,
a really nice way.
We gotta update this.
Dragon version of him in the know, since he doesn't have that authority to be able to use the Matrix and stuff and respawn. He's able to update his dragon self and say, like, yeah, this is what happened, this is the plans we did, and you can see both of these individual Als progressing as the fight goes on, and they are actually getting stronger, which is crazy, because we gotta look at what Al is. Al has literally been depicted as, like, the Joker / clown, okay? Priscilla herself literally called Al like a clown. Subaru's kind of like a clown, too. And the fact that you have
I mean, they're
this
both
weak
clowns.
person that literally is just the average strength from a regular dude facing the strongest itself, and he is getting better and better and progressing, it's crazy. Like, I love seeing his actual progression with magic as well, because you see him formulate magics and stuff that not even Echidna herself was ever to think of, or even, think of or do. Like, she wasn't capable of it.
True.
But he was able to literally cause massive stars to fall from the sky and to land on Reinhardt. And regardless if Reinhardt negated that with his divine protections of...
Oh, yo, we got updated. Yeah, we got updated divine protections. Yes, sir. Oh my god, we got the updated divine protections. Okay. Divine protection of sunburn, ball balancing, shoelaces, wearing layers, water avoidance, fire play, water play, protection of nightmares. That's one that I like. Yeah, good luck trying to fucking mind control Reinhardt. Bro's gonna be like, bro, get the fuck out of my dreams. Flick you away, dead.
Ball balance.
Ball bouncing is such a silly one. For what he did with ball bouncing, so fucking silly, man.
So wild that he pushed the very limits of magic that, will probably continue to be pushed even further. For
Right.
instance, magic might be pushed to such an, extreme degree that it would literally destroy the world. I mean, we know that the Witch of Envy, soft love, technically destroyed half the world, but we know that magic continues to grow. It can get stronger and stronger, especially if you incorporate science itself. And that's what Al was doing. He was incorporating science, he was incorporating his knowledge of magic, what his teacher Echidna taught him, everything, and some other benefactor as well, which, once again, I'll get into that in a moment. But Al is extremely impressive. And imagine if this man was given more tools at his disposal. Like, what if he had a higher magic supply? What if you legit...
He still would have got cooked. I'm sorry, he still would have got cooked by Reinhardt.
Of Reinhardt's strength, imagine how ridiculous he would be. He would become unstoppable. Actually unstoppable.
I mean...
But to see him push the very limits of
I don't know, man.
humanity itself...
Reinhardt's just gonna win.
Impressive, man. I know he's the villain, technically, of this arc.
Reinhardt's the definition of, like, I'd win right now.
Subaru itself within this arc was also very impressive, but to see him actually just go back to back like this, take down some of the strongest fighters back to back with no stopping, you can't help but root for the guy. Despite being the villain,
I fucks with him.
Obviously want to see Reinhardt overcome this, but you want to see the very limits, how far Top 80 Offer will push this character in this narrative going on,
look,
and can it be stopped?
I love Al. I still like the character quite a lot. Dude, while reading this chapter. Similar to what Chibi said, it's not like I'm happy that he's the villain right now, but seeing how hard he tries, I'm just like, okay, all right, so, okay, like, what are you gonna try in this loop, and like, how successful is it gonna be, and like even the previous chapters where he was like fighting with like Garth, it's just like, okay, but how would you overcome it, and just to see if he could. And it's just so interesting to see. Like, you do kind of want to root for him, but at the same time, it's like, well, we don't want the actual good guys to lose. So it's just like, well, what do we do?
Zero, and that's what I'm really liking about Arc 9, because normally we're always following the good guys. We follow, Subaru, we follow Amelia, we follow Ram and Rim. Yeah, you get the point. We follow the good characters. Even if they're not, let's say, the main cast characters, we follow the people on the good side. But it's the first time we really have fully focused, especially in a mainline arc, on a villain. And obviously Al was a good guy, but we know what's happened to him thanks to everything with Priscilla.
Yeah.
But
Bro crashed out.
Him be a villain, and we're following his narrative, his thoughts, his psyche, what he's doing. It allows you to bond with him, connect with him, and it makes you wonder.
Very relatable villain.
How did he get all this knowledge? Who really taught this? Why does the dragon Vulcan know Al? Like, how is he able to read Al's Book of the Dead? There's so many questions, and I love the mystery aspect of this. It's a very unique arc, and Tape really is doing something truly genius.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have Subaru that is like the villain of this arc for Al. Because if Subaru gets freed, he gets out, he gets unsealed,
GG.
Gojo, it's over.
GG.
Al's done. Because all Subaru has to do is just reset. Everything he wanted to do is gone.
Everything.
Any advantage he had is gone, because Subaru will counter Al. Which is why Al decided to remove Subaru from the battlefield, because there was no point in fighting someone that is capable of just undoing everything that Al tries to set up. So I am curious to see how the trump card happens.
It's so good.
Subaru is even able to break out of this whole situation and come in to save the day. But man,
I think it's such a really, really fucking cool idea, right? For okay, so we've been seeing how Subaru up until this point in time, he's only been able to fight as hard as he has, save the people that he saved, like because he can like die and reset, right? And we know that there's like if stories where he's like the villain, like oh what if he uses ability to be the villain. The fact that even from like the first like six or so episodes, six or no, like first like 13 episodes, like we meet Al in like episode like 13, right? And we meet this character who they don't express it, they don't like in the anime they don't like really explain it, but we get introduced to this character who basically more or less kind of has like the same ability as Subaru. It's like how does that even work? Having two people with like mostly the same abilities, like something as impactful as literally being able to reset the world or reset time to a certain degree, and they're the only ones who are like aware of it, like like for the most part, like it's insane. It's insane to think that person that is the main character, there's another person with basically the same ability. What happens if that other person becomes a villain now? How do they challenge or overcome the heroes? Like it's dude, arc 9, oh my god, it's already gonna be a peak arc. I can already tell, man. It's gonna be up there like with arc like 7, 8, 6, 4. Like it's
Man, arc 9 is so good.
It is,
so
bro.
let's segue into some of the divine protections. So we found
Yap
out,
about
at
it.
least from what Al was able to gather, Reinhardt has 251 divine protections. Holy shit! Like that is
that number
crazy.
is retarded.
Like one divine protection alone already puts you on a level that's insane. Like you can have a divine protection to literally negate magic. Okay?
Yeah.
Just one divine protection can make you insane. But this man has 251, and he can continue to get more. I mean, we literally see actively
I've received it.
He gains more divine protections while fighting. He gains, like, the divine protection of ball balancing. Now, that's a funny name, but how he uses it is honestly smart. When Al calls in the meteors, the actual giant fireballs in the sky, Reinhardt first gets hit. He can't do anything about it. But then he gets a new divine protection, and he literally just starts walking on the freaking meteor like it's a ball, and he is able to control it and shoot it
manipulate
wherever he wants, and obviously it hits Al and his dragon self. So, oh my goodness, like, the divine protections he's capable of to negate, like, mental damage, magic,
True,
getting ambushed, so many different things. Even
he's a cheat character.
He did get hit, but, like, Al was able to hit him, and even with divine protection not protecting him completely, he was still able to overcome it. So it's just like, Reinhardt was already broken, but the level of detail we got here, I want to bring back what Tape said a while back. He said that Reinhardt, if he was to face Satla, it would be like an even fight. Or I think he said even Reinhardt might be able to beat her, but even then, if it's an even fight or he could beat her, I cannot imagine. It's the end of the reality itself.
Oh my dude! If Reinhardt did not care about the like collateral damage, like the casualties, I honestly think that he could probably whoop Satella, man. I'm sorry. Like, I know we don't know anything about Satella, so it's kind of like I forgot what like the fallacy is called, but like when you don't have enough information to like give credence to someone else's abilities, and but like we know all of like someone else's, like assuming that the one with more like abilities can like or like known abilities can beat the one who's just unknown but stated to be equal. It's like it's something, but honestly, like, man, like, dude, don't let Reinhardt be bloodlust. Bro, like, the world is cooked. No one can stop him.
After seeing what we just witnessed here. Now, if there is one weakness, I think, that this chapter did showcase them, it showcased that Reinhardt really can be speed blitzed. That is his one weakness.
True.
Now, obviously, despite this weakness being utilized, for instance, Al trying to get around that and use that to his advantage, Reinhardt didn't die. But there is definitely an inherent flaw there. That, you know, if you're fast enough and you're really strong and you can somehow negate his divine protections, you could kill Reinhardt. And this does
Then
give
he'd come back,
credibility
but
to just Regulus, you know, the Archbishop of Greed, and how he's able to bring down Reinhardt in one loop because of just how powerful he was with his ability. So, when I take a look at this, I like how Al was able to experiment and figure out the weaknesses as well. That Reinhardt
over
isn't
100,000
perfect.
times.
There is flaws there, and he was trying to exploit every single thing, even if minor, to be able to bring this man down. And I especially love the detail of the desert. Like, we heard about it in Arc 6, where the desert was, like, filled with miasma and all of that, thanks to
Right.
Sil and stuff with Satla. And
Weakening
Reinhardt being in this section of the world, it makes him the weakest he could be. For instance, he's obviously incredibly powerful, but, you know, bringing him down at 0.5% or a 1% of, let's say,
If
like
that.
his actual max is still an incredible feat. It still makes him weaker, even if it is very small and very, very unnoticeable.
So again, like, you know, based on what Chibi's saying, because like you know, we all know that Reinhardt doesn't use magic. He doesn't use mana. So he basically takes like the mana in the atmosphere and it kind of like goes through him. Like I think like the equivalent of like if there were 100 million people who mastered the deep breathing technique, Reinhardt's casual breathing is the equivalent of the years of mastered deep breathing to like fully, you know, like get like the blood and everything going through their body, and he still can do his own deep breathing. Like that's the like put in perspective. So now imagine that deep breathing, like the air is like tainted, like it's like disgusting, it's like hard to like breathe, you're not getting enough oxygen, like there's like a difference in like oxygen, like hydrogen, all those values and shit, and he's still like for the average person, they're like maybe 30-40 seconds and they're choking out, they're suffocating, they're dying. Reinhardt's sitting there like, oh, the air is a little till there's like a little thickness, a little tartness to the air, but but like I can still breathe and I can deep breathe. Like that's kind of the equivalent of where he is and like what's happening with like all the miasma in the air.
It is still an improvement. And I love how the terrain, I love how the magic and everything was incorporated to face this man. And it was thanks to, after like 60,000 deaths, that, you know.
I just thought about like how there's a part of the chapter where Al talks about how for the first couple, like there's like a certain amount of loops where all he was hearing was like that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. He's like, why is he repeating himself? Like, what the fuck? He didn't realize that he kept dying. He was dying without even realizing what was happening. So he's sitting there just like, why does he keep saying that's enough? What the? Oh, I'm dying. Oh shit. I broke my neck like 80 times. Oh shit. Oh, that, okay. And then like from there, he's like, okay, lock it. Wait, what's happening? Like, that's how fucking insane the start of this shit was.
So Al was able to figure this stuff out. So I mean, oh my goodness, dude, it's so good. So one thing I want to talk about before I wrap up the video is that I wonder what his secret benefactor is. Well, obviously he's talked with Echidna, he's learned a lot of magic from her and stuff, and I mean he displayed magic within this chapter that's capable of literally bringing down witches. He confirmed it himself. I am curious on who is giving him information, who is still giving him information correction, and who is keeping Reinhardt's father in check, keeping him company, so to speak. I'm of suspicions to think that it is Pandora.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I haven't seen Pandora in a while. However, there was some added dialogue with like an extra chapter or whatever that came out recently where Pandora was at the tower. Well, we know she was. She was floating around and all that. So it's possible she is the one kind of spurring this on and leading Al down this path. There is a possibility there, or it can be something else entirely. But whatever the case may be, this arc has the potential to be the best arc in the entirety of ReZero.
It could.
At least to date.
It could.
One last thing I will say, the Stride name drop.
Oh! That was diabolical! Bro. So, I was actually going to talk about that, like, if he wasn't going to bring it up. So, there's this, like, very early in the chapter, like, Reinhardt, you know, he introduced himself, like, I'm, like, you know, Reinhardt Van Astrea, like, you know, Astrea family, and Al is just like, you know, he's like there was like some, you know, dialogue, like deliberation, like by the author, talking about like why it's such a big deal, like for people to give their names, like whether it be like the Sin Archbishops or like Reinhardt or regular people. It's like partially like a thing of respect. If you're going out of, like, you know, doing a fight, like major fight or something like that, everyone's going to generally introduce themselves. And this motherfucker Al says, "I am the Sin Archbishop representing greed. Stride Valakia." Or not greed. Pride. Sorry, pride. I'm the Sin Archbishop of Pride. Like strive like it. And I'm just sitting here like, and he's like, ah, no. What if I said that though? I'm just playing. I was like, dude, so much shit would have went crazy, but like, there we go.
I know Al was joking, but that name, him dropping literally the Archbishop of Pride's name, Stride, that was not something I expected. I think it caused more psychological damage to the readers.
It did.
It
did. That shit tore me up. That shit tore me up, bro.
Because nobody probably expected that name drop as well. I wonder if he's really joking about that, or if he really is connected with Stride. We'll have to see as the chapters develop. But I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you stay healthy and have a fantastic 2025. Chibi out.
Alright, so, like the video. God, and like, you guys can see, like, I have, like, you know, I got this shit up. Like, I just read this shit. Oh, man, this is literally, like, right after I finished reacting to, the Blue Lock Season 2, like, I just did, like, a little binge. But oh my goodness, this has been quite a fucking like VOD. Oh my god, I know it's gonna be long. Sorry, like I'm the only one who can take like a fucking 20-minute video and turn it into like an hour video. If it's about ReZero, you know I'm gonna fucking yap. Oh, that was the new Chibi art. It's nice. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold y'all. But if you are interested in seeing more videos like this where I like break down and dissect like different aspects of like the ReZero light novel, web novel, like side stories, all that stuff, just let me know. And dude, I will always be down to make content for ReZero. It's even like I'd even do like a rewatch of like seasons 1 through 2 just for like a secondary reaction, just so I can commentate on the shit, because like, oh my, I might do that. I don't know. But if you guys are interested in seeing more like stuff like this, anime onlys or novel readers, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good shit. I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time, peace.